It's Manuel once again, student of Blockfuse Labs, Cohort 1, learning blockchain development. And I will be talking about transactions in the Ethereum blockchain, how transactions happen, what goes behind this thing. When you hear transaction, you ordinarily think it's financial transfers happening, to someone sending money to another person. But in the blockchain space, it's a little bit different. Transactions in blockchain space is just actions within that blockchain ecosystem. So to break it down a little, we have what is called the EOA, which is the externally owned accounts here. And we also have smart contracts. It's manual. These are two components that interact with the Ethereum virtual machine. So when you hear about transactions, so transactions can happen between an EOA and another EOA, an EOA to a smart contract, or a smart contract to a smart contract. What are the components of a transaction? So before a transaction happens on the Ethereum blockchain, there are some parameters that needs to be met, or components that you need to know about. So first of all, you have the sender, which is the owner or the person sending a transaction. It could be financial transactions, or it could be even interacting with a smart contract from one person. So you have the sender, you have the recipient, the person receiving that transaction, and then you have the value of the transaction. It could be how much ETH you're sending. So ETH is kind of the would I say money, the money used within the Ethereum ecosystem to settle transactions. So you have the value, and then you have the data. The data could be optional, what's the message behind what you're doing. You have all these things coming together, and which forms the components of a transaction. So when a transaction normally happens, you have someone signing a transaction into the Ethereum virtual machine, or into what you call the mempool. The mempool is the memory pool, where earlier on we talked about validators or nodes, people that validate transactions on the Ethereum blockchain. So when a transaction is sent, it's sent to the mempool, where validators pick these transactions and use them, and then validate them. So most times when you send a transaction, your gas fee comes in play. So the higher the gas fee, the faster your transaction is approved. So when you send it to the mempool, it's picked, it's validated by the nodes, and then once it's validated by the nodes that everything checks out, it's now added to the block. And so that's when it's added to the block, that's when it's now seen and verified by everybody that, oh, so this transaction has taken place between an address, maybe an EOA, or a smart contract has done a transaction. So transactions, just to summarize, transactions are actions between two parties, either a smart contract and an EOA, or an EOA, or smart contract. And then you should also know that there are components of a transaction. You have the gas fees, the gas that you're going to spend to make that transaction happen, the value, the sender, the recipient, and the data. Thank you for listening to me once again. Until another time, remember to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.